This is la rúbrica para todo el proyecto cultural. So we're going to go through it step by step so that you guys understand what I expect of you. So if we look over here, there's 4 items. There's a visual element listed as number 1 and how much effort you put into that visual. An example of a lot of effort put into a visual would be doing a video that you record at home in which you're speaking and we can see you actively engaged in whatever your cultural presentation was going to be about. Very minimal effort would be just taking a picture off of Google because you didn't try very hard to even attempt to show us what efforts you put into this culture project. The second part of it is that you are able to say 5 things in Spanish to the class. Now you could record yourself doing that beforehand, and that would take a lot of the stress and pressure off of you because you cannot have any prompts with you when you're talking to us, which is why sometimes doing that video listed above is suggested, because that's going to be a lot easier because you could hang prompts wherever it is that you're recording at. And yes, I did notice that little spelling error there. I have to fix that. The quality of your spoken Spanish is very important. You would get full points if it's fácil de entender, that I can easily understand you. And then the written component is the essay, which we're going to talk about right now because that's 20 points. So I just want to address how you would get full credit here. So you have some sort of a visual that you bring to class. That's going to be a full 10 points. How hard did you try to put forth a good piece of visual proof? That's going to be full credit, mucho esfuerzo. Then you're going to say 5 things to the class. As long as you say 5 things, it's the full 5 points. How well I can understand you. That doesn't mean there's no errors present, but it means that those errors do not impede me being able to understand you. Now, for the written part, this is the important thing. Don't use an online translator. It's super obvious when you do that. Do not have a native speaker write it, because I can tell that it's not your level of writing, and that stands out very clearly. And don't try to be perfect. Right now the goal is to make sense. That's the purpose of a language, is to communicate. So let me walk you through quickly what the essay looks like on the back. There's quién, qué, dónde, cuándo, para qué, por qué, and then 2 opinions, dos opiniones, or your choice of phrases. So what you do is you ask yourself with the question word 2 things about your culture project. So the first one here says, ¿quién? So I could ask myself, who was with me during the project? Who helped me with the project? Who was at the party where I did my project? Who cooked alongside of me? Who is my best friend that I'm talking about for my culture project? You would just ask yourself a series of questions and you would write 2 complete phrases on line 1 and line 2. Now pay attention to that. It says frases completas. You don't write a one-liner like, who was with me? Mi mamá. Who did I do this project with? Mi mejor amiga. You would need to say, mi mejor amiga y yo hicimos el proyecto juntos. Mi mamá estuvo conmigo en la tienda. Make sure you do full sentences. ¿Qué? What did I listen to? What song did I memorize? What did I do for my project? What was the most difficult part? What did it smell like as I cooked the bread? Okay? Same thing with donde, where, cuando, when. Now the difference between para qué and por qué. Para qué is for what purpose. And I gave you an example there. I investigated it, whatever that culture project is related to, lo investigué in order to learn more about Mexican food. Now, por qué is literally why. And when you push por and que together, por qué, it means because. Hice mi proyecto cultural de la música porque me gusta Vicente Fernández. So one is what was your intent, para qué, for what purpose, and por qué is just why. Why did you choose this? Because I like fruit, because I wanted to hang out with my best friend. Don't overcomplicate that too much. And then this last one right here is 2 ideas or opinions of your choice. You just say 2 more things about your project. Let me scroll up on here. So, the way I'm grading you is, a 10 means I can read it and I don't struggle. But if there's mucha repetición de verbos, where you're like, yo hice, yo hice, yo hice, nosotros hicimos, wow, we get it, you know how to use the verb hacer. That would be a 7 or a 6 if there's too much repetition. Más o menos means I kind of understood it, or you are speaking, some people put a little Spanglish in there. Nope, it's got to be all Spanish. Or there's information lacking. And then the last one is just an obvious use of a translator, or I literally cannot understand anything, which has never happened. And that's it. That is literally the culture project right there before your very eyes. Think of something you are interested in, okay? And have fun.